hope you all are doing great. So I came across a video where this beautiful sister is talking about her experience. She lost her father. Her father is Jewish and her mother is black, right? So, they had community when the man was alive. So immediately the man died. Everybody switched up. The fact that they are going to see, she got married to a black woman, of course. And now people are going to come into the room and ask, so where is the wife, when they are seeing the wife? Sometimes I can relate when black people are very, very serious about talking about marrying someone that look like him. They actually have their reason. But I am not telling you that, I am of the opinion that if you, wherever you find love, as long as you are okay, that is fine. But sometimes it is okay to sit back and think about some certain things. They are not willing to help. They are not willing to support, but they want you to probably put up your house for sale or to loan with the house that you have. That is to tell you how horrible human beings are. You lost somebody, you are going through grief, and human beings are also out there contributing more to your grief. So I also give example, like where I come from. People like it when you marry someone where you are from because it's easier to interact. And also there is something I want to tell people. If you end up marrying a white man, there are some people that will marry white people and they will choose not to associate with their own community. You are on a long thing. You better find your way back. Let's get into this.
Hi, so this is super different than my normal content and I didn't prepare anything to say. So forgive me if I'm rambling, but I'm just gonna get into it. My dad passed on Sunday. And my mom has been experiencing racism from some of the people handling that. So let me give you some of the backstory. My dad's white and Jewish, and my mom is black and not Jewish, and that is important. And that's always been great growing up. I have two amazing cultures, and neither of my parents are really religious. We celebrated Jewish holidays and some Jewish traditions. We celebrated Christmas, and neither of my parents forced religion on me. I'm not religious, and they were happy with whatever path that I found, and they just shared their cultures with me, and that's that. And obviously right now is an incredibly difficult time for myself, for my brother, and of course for my mom. We're a really small family. Both my parents are only children, so no aunts, no uncles, no first cousins. Anyway, so he passed and the funeral is tomorrow. He is going to be buried where my bubby was buried. My bubby is buried in an Orthodox Jewish cemetery. My bubby wasn't Orthodox. We are Reform. And what that means, if you're not familiar with Jewish customs, is there are basically different levels to Judaism. Orthodox is like the really serious Jews, for lack of a better term. And they have a lot of customs that I don't agree with. Like not marrying outside of your religion. Stuff like that. Reform Jews are a lot of the more everyday Jews that you see that don't necessarily, they may not follow all the traditions, all the customs, etc., etc. My bubby wasn't Orthodox. My dad's friend handled the burial and the funeral and everything, and he had picked an Orthodox Jewish cemetery unbeknownst to my dad. We just found, I've been there before, obviously, for to bury my bubby. We didn't know it was an Orthodox Jewish cemetery, so that's why she's buried there. She wasn't Orthodox. I loved her very much. She was so chill. And yeah, and my dad didn't have any idea it's an Orthodox Jewish cemetery, and he had always wanted to be buried next to his mom, and so he bought a plot there, and that's why he's being buried at an Orthodox Jewish cemetery. So they sent people who are partnered with the cemetery to pick my dad's body up. I wasn't here. My mom was here. One of my dad's, I think it's like technically a second cousin, was here, but she was downstairs. And a hospice nurse was here because the hospice nurse, he was on hospice, and the hospice nurse had to sign off on something when they picked up his body. It was two people, two men, who are partnered with this Orthodox Jewish cemetery, and they come upstairs where my dad's body is, in my parents' bedroom. My mom's there, the hospice nurse is there, and they look around, they see my black mom, and they say, "Where's the wife?" Obviously the wife is the woman in the room. They didn't ask, "Are you the wife?" They just look around and say, "Where's the wife?" And then once my mom says it's her, they're giving her dirty looks. They're incredibly cold. I'm just so heartbroken that during, my mom loved my dad and my dad loved my mom so much. They've been married for so long. They were obviously still married, and my mom took care of my dad. It was so hard. She did so much. Like, he was sick for so long. And for them to be so dismissive towards her because she's not, I don't know, because she's not white, because she's not Jewish. Just, and then on top of that, I'm not sure whether it was the cemetery or that company that they partnered with, who tell my mom for financial help with the burial to call the Broward County Jewish Federation for financial help. And so she does. And that was a whole other thing, because she was put in contact with a woman named Stella D, who, she gets on the phone, and this woman is like, "Well, you can put up the house for sale, and we can loan you, and then you can pay us back at this exorbitant interest." And it was just so shocking in this time of need, when my mom is trying to get help from community that she was a part of, because my dad was a part of it, I'm a part of it, and she has been a part of it. And they were so dismissive and so unhelpful, so racist, and so cold. It just breaks my heart. And thankfully, one of my dad's friends and colleagues set up a GoFundMe to help with the funeral and burial and memorial costs for my mom. Because she got no help from the community that she was put in contact with, that was supposed to help her, that was supposed to help my dad too when the time came. So I don't know, I'm just like, all of this is just, obviously I'm in so much grief from losing my dad, and then on top of that, I'm so so angered to hear what my mom is dealing with. And I just had to make a video about it. That's all. Thanks.
It's all I got from this video. Her name is Brittany. All I can say is that I won't tell you that I understand what it feels like. Though I have been in that shoes, right? I know what it feels like to lose someone you truly love. I'm not just only losing somebody, coming with so much drama, because at this point in time you are dealing with the loss of your dad, and also you are going through a lot of drama. That is racism, not just drama, racism coming from your father's family, being the fact that your mother is also part of the family or part of the community too. I am deeply sorry about all that, and my condolences to you and your family. I really hope that you are strong. I mean, losing someone you love is not something, it takes a whole lot of time to heal. It is not an instant noodles, like, you know, how people cook noodles or something. It's a process. It's a, you know, it's a journey that you may not be able to complete anytime, any day, anytime soon, you know. And I really do hope that you find all the help you are looking for, and that you are strong enough to face everything that like you are experiencing. But you do not deserve, or your mother doesn't deserve all this. Now, I am going to tell us something. You know, each time black people say that, or like, you know, black people say, you know, say that they want people to marry where you are from. Excuse me. You know, there are some people that I can tell you that when you tell them that you want to marry from so place, they tell you not to marry that person because of racism, right? You know, a white man, you tell the white man that your daughter, like his daughter is dating, they feel like black people are not people to associate with. But I am going to keep that aside and tell you something. Where I come from too, things like this exist. That's why I keep telling people it is okay to marry where you are familiar with. Sometimes it is easy to tackle the people you understand better than the people you do not know. But I am always of the opinion that I also do not care where people find love. If you find love and you are fine, you are okay. It's okay to marry who you love. I do not have any problem with that. But I will give you instant, also using myself as an example. As an Igbo person, being an Igbo person, we all have different cultures as Igbos, because when you come to eastern part of Nigeria, you will see people from the Enugu, you see people from the Anambra, you see people from the Abia, you will see people from Ebonyi. They are all Igbos, but their language are, they probably might have general or central language that everybody understand, but their cultures are quite different, right? Igbos might, like, you know, freely marry one another, but we have Yorubas, we have Hausas. Sometimes when maybe an Igbo person wants to marry a Yoruba person, they will tell you, do not marry the person. Why? Because you do not have the same culture with them, so that you will not experience problems when you marry them, or when you marry them and start experiencing problems, it will be easier to tackle. But because you guys do not speak the same language, it is hard to tackle the problem. But in Igbo land, if you have problem with someone maybe from Enugu state, you can easily bring out your kindreds, people from your kindred or from your family, to go and speak with them. It's easier to speak dialogue with them. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. So where I come from, we also see things like this. I mean, once the man that is holding the family, that's why sometimes I also tell people, if you are trying to marry someone and the family do not want you, or the family doesn't like you, it's, if you are strong enough, you can stay. But if you are not strong enough, I will advise you to exit, because peradventure something happens to that man, that is the end. I mean, everything will start going haywire, because the main breadwinner is no longer there. People can easily step on you without even without any remorse or something. But I really do feel sad, because at this point somebody is grieving. We can imagine coming into where a woman that is mourning the husband is, and you are asking, so who is the husband? Of course, you saw the black woman. Why do you think that the Jewish man, or whoever he is, wherever he is from, couldn't marry a black woman? You see the problem? Yeah, that is the problem. So sometimes when I see black people say that they actually want to marry people that look like them, I absolutely understand what you meant, because it is easier to tackle your own people than other people. You can maybe at some point have a common ground than other people. Generally, it is easier. And I am sure you understand where I am coming from too. So that is it. Sometimes I feel like racism is just something that I don't know if it's ever going to end or not. But the only thing is I will continue to create awareness. And Brittany, I really do hope that you are strong enough. I feel your pain. When I say I feel your pain, I know what I am saying. I feel it. Yeah. Stay strong, girl. And to everybody, I don't know, most of these videos are something to, to learn one or two things from. But if you choose not to learn, it's okay. But one thing I know is that for each video I bring here, it's like, make me stay back to think about some certain things that people do, or maybe some things I may also, maybe if I ever think of that, it's really something to reflect on. And I am wishing everybody all the best. Yeah. Bye for now.